All right, kind of cool today, and I'm working on a 2008 Itasca Navion Winnebago, and what's going on is I turned the thermostat on, the blower motor kicks on my furnace. I can hear the igniter, but the unit never kicks on lights to give me warm air, so it blows nothing but cold air, and as per the manual, after 3 attempts and all, it shuts down. It does first go through a purge cycle and tries to ignite. So while I've got it open, I thought I'd show you what I'm testing. First is the limit switch. I've already tested the sail switch, but I'll show you that in a minute. But follow along with me. In the back of your, the back of your Winnebago, you got an access panel here. You can see I've taken these 4 screws here, 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 and here, and lifted this plate off to give me access to the furnace. Then I've taken the metal plate off using these 4 little small screws here. That gives me access on the back side here to the limit switch. And all I've done is taken a simple multimeter and ground it to this case, and I've tested both sides of this limit switch, and both of them gave me 13.47 reading. So I know that limit switch is good. Now if I had one side versus the other, I know I'd have an issue, but I don't. And I don't know if I can show you that. Let me see if I can try to ground, see if I can get a reading so you can see. All right, there you go. You can see I'm on one side here, got 13.48. Now I'm gonna move to the other side, and let me get position. And you can see I got 13.48. So I know that's good. So I'm going to go test the sail switch, which I've tested. It's good too, which makes me think that either I've got a board issue or probably got an orifice stopped up somewhere. So follow along, more to come. Okay, now I'm on the outside. I've got the panel removed by simply taking out the 4 screws and then working this loose, because you got a flue here that sits on this pipe, so you're going to have to kind of position and work it loose. And the same thing, here's your sail switch. And what you're wanting to do is ground this against this, and you want to get a reading on both sides of this here. So I'm going to have this unit, turn the unit on, and I'm going to see if I get a voltage on both sides. So stand by. Okay, so I'm out here now going to test the sail switch. And I thought I'd open this up because it's easier access. Now on newer models, I think 2020 up, the sail switch is easier to access, but from this one, they're recessed in. Here's the sail switch. You got a black and a red wire going in. But I removed this cover by taking the bottom Phillips out here. And then in each corner, the 4 corners, I took the screw out so I could flip this around and I could see this. And you can see this is recessed in, so it's harder to test without reaching way in. I guess you could try. But then now what you want to do is we want to test both of these, and both of these should give me a good reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ground against the frame again, and I'll be testing both sides of this when I turn it on. And then I can show you the readings, and we'll see if we get equal voltage. 1 second here, here we go. All right, now I've got it here, sitting on the back here. Here's the plug that I unplugged. In case you don't know, I'll just tell you what this wiring is. Red is your hot, yellow is your ground. These 2 blue are thermostat in and out. So you got a wire coming in from the thermostat and going out to the board. Here's your main board, and this plugs in to your wiring to your coach. Then you have this that plugs into the board, here. And this is the sail switch. Here's your limit switch. And the way you test that is, like I showed earlier, both sides did have a good reading. The sail switch, what I did was I grounded it, put a multimeter on it, fired it up, took a reading with the sail switch engaged, and I got a 13.5 read on both. In an earlier video, I thought I did not have it, but I had not engaged the sail switch. So turns out, I believe that sail switch is good. So I'm gonna take a crow's foot here tool and open this up, open this panel. I think I got a blockage in here. All right, and this took a 16 crow's foot. You can see I'm loosening that. So I'll get this off, and then I'll take these screws out. We'll get a look and peek in here. Okay, so now I've removed this cover, and you can see your ignition probe here. It sends a spark. But what I'm interested in is this orifice here is common. It can get stopped up. So I'm going to blow through this tube and see if it's stopped. If that is, then that creates a problem with the fuel and solenoid firing this and lighting. So I'm going to try to clean this up, see if I get anything out of this. All right, I want to update you. I went ahead and took this orifice out here. This little, where the gas comes through, you have this little fitting here, and when I took this out and put it up to light, it was plugged. You can see now, you can see clear through it. So if these get plugged, they'll also shut down your operation. So I've cleaned that out and put that back. We're going to test it now and see if this has solved my problem. All right, so what I've done is coming off the pigtail, this would normally be plugged in the coach. I've gone ahead and put a jumper in on the blue cables, which is a thermostat, so it's always active. And I've read me a green for power down to the positive post of a battery, the brown for a negative ground down to the negative post on the battery. That way I can do some further testing on this. The sail switch is good. I did a continuity check on it where I basically engage it and check continuity. I also checked, and I had power on both sides, so I've confirmed it's not that. I've checked the limit switch, both sides it's not it. I'm going to now look at some other items I want to check, but it may be down in the solenoids here and stuff. I'm not sure yet, but we're still diagnosing this problem. All right, so I am working on this SF25 furnace, and I'm having a problem where it's the blower motor's working, but I'm not getting an ignition. And I've done several videos now where I've been tracing down this problem. And so far I've confirmed the sail switch seems to be good. The high-low switch seems to be good. I checked the continuity on the sail switch by making contact with continuity from my multimeter, and it was good. I also turned the fan motor on and checked, and I had 13 plus volts on both sides. I did the same thing on the back with the limit switch. I had readings on both sides. I opened this up and did clean the orifice out, and I discovered that I'm not getting ignition. But before getting to that, I wanted to test this board. And so one of the easiest ways to test this board is bring it out or keep it in, whichever is easiest for you. But basically you want to probe some connections on this board. So what I did was I started out checking the board by looking at the 4 wires here, which is power, thermostat, blower motor, ground. You got a power here and a blow motor here to test also. So I began by testing the power here, and I got a good reading on it. And I tested this blow motor here, and I had a reading on it, but I tested the thermostat and had a reading. And so the last thing was me to check to see if I'm not getting power here for some reason that goes around to this igniter and all, the solenoid igniters, I guess. And what I found is that I had 0 volts there. So in essence, I had 12 volt on power. I had 12 volts on my thermostat. But on this brown wire, I didn't have anything. I had 0 volts. So that tells me this board is bad. So if I had gotten 0 volts on the blow motor, and then I had over here 0 volts, then it'd be the cell switch. So knew it's not that. So I've got a bad board. And so I've compiled a series of videos of working on this, trying to diagnose it and work through it. So I'll bring all these together, but hopefully you'll watch the entire video to see how I've gone back and forth on testing this thing. And maybe we'll all learn something from it.